resistance fit, I suppose. She basically expressed her anger and outrage at President Trump for going off on her wonderful coworkers this week, something that I personally enjoyed very much. So let's watch Brooke comment on these clips, and then I will comment on her commentary, and then I also want to expand a bit on these so-called reporters. But first things first, let's go ahead and dispense with Brooke.
Stupid, loser, sit down, very nasty, racist. Those are the words that President Trump used speaking to three of my colleagues this week. Three journalists, three black women.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance?
They are Yamiche Alcindor, April Ryan, and Abby Phillip. These are three consummate professionals, A grade.
Oh, please, they're D+ at best.
They can take these insults. They don't need me sticking up for them.
Well, in that case, maybe you should be reporting on real news instead of this.
But still, there is something so wrong with this. It is beyond disturbing, it is ugly, and I'm angry. And if you missed it, here you go.
On the campaign trail, you called yourself a nationalist. Some people saw that as emboldening white nationalists. Now people are also saying
I don't know why you'd
that
say
the
that. That's such a racist
There are
question.
some people.
Sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I'll give you voter suppression. Excuse me, I'm not responding to you. I'm talking to this gentleman. Will you please sit down?
The same thing with April Ryan. I watch her get up. I mean, you talk about somebody that's a loser. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She gets publicity, and then she gets a pay raise, or she gets a contract with, I think, CNN. But she's very nasty.
Do you expect Matt Whitaker to be involved in the Russia probe? Do you want him to...
It's up to him.
Do you want him to rein in Robert Mueller?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Trump loves to punch, but this is something else. This feels personal. Among the multiple reporters this president has insulted this week, three are African-American women.
Oh my God, again, why does that matter? Why? Your argument is that Trump has been unjustifiably disrespectful to reporters, correct? So what difference does the gender and race of the reporters make? I guess maybe you're also trying to bolster your network's daily claim that Trump is a racist and sexist by showing these sound bites of him being rude to black female reporters. But wait a minute, didn't they get it pretty easy compared to your other coworker, Jim Acosta, who by the way also happens to be a white male? I mean, obviously, if your claim is that Trump is being racist and sexist, and your evidence for this is these clips of him being disrespectful to black female reporters, it doesn't really help your case when his biggest victim of the week happens to be a white male reporter. Now, does it? I guess perhaps race and sex have nothing to do with Trump's behavior to certain reporters. Maybe it's the dumb questions they ask and the obvious narrative they're trying to construct that Trump can see from a mile away, which pisses him off, and then he reacts accordingly. Maybe that's what's going on here.
And these are not only fair questions they are asking of him, these are the most important questions about this White House. And it pushes his buttons. And this is where he goes. Oh, and the president today talks about respect.
When you're in the White House, this is a very sacred place to me. This is a very special place. You have to treat the White House with respect. You have to treat the presidency with respect.
These women have conducted themselves with the utmost respect. The person who apparently has none, the president.
What garbage. The utmost respect, you say. All right, well then let's have a proper look at one of these A+ coworkers of yours. Obviously, Brooke cut through the clips earlier to make Trump look as bad as possible, so let's examine the full exchange with April Ryan. Here's how that actually unfolded.
Go ahead, take one. Well, I'll give you voters. I will give you voter suppression. You just have to sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I'll give you voter suppression. Take a look at the CNN polls, how inaccurate they were. That's called voter suppression. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm not responding. I'm responding to. Excuse me. I'm not responding to you. I'm talking to this gentleman. Will you please sit down? Excuse me. Would you please sit down? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now that the House of Representatives
very hostile.
has
It's such a hostile media. It's so sad. You ask me about. No, you rudely interrupted him. You rudely interrupted him.
Excellent. Well, I don't think that requires much explanation, right? You guys saw what happened. Trump clearly pointed to the next questioner, and April decided to demonstrate her utmost respect for the White House and her fellow reporters by chirping in her question, forcing Trump to respond to her, and ultimately shut her down. And here's my theory for you guys. I think April knew exactly what she was doing here. April's been doing this a long time, and I think she understands that if she can get a rise out of Trump and secure one of those classic Trumpian sound bites, then she can spend the rest of the week bouncing around from network to network talking about it, and also, by the way, promoting her new book. I think that's why she decided to interrupt the president in that highly disruptive manner, and lo and behold, she spent the last 2 days reaping the media benefits. Yesterday, she came on The View and, of course, got her plug in.
So the book is... The book is called Under Fire, and
Yeah, this is what it's all about right here. I'm sure it's a very honest and accurate account, April. Anyway, so in addition to promoting this book, April also defended one of the other reporters that Brooke mentioned at the beginning, Yamiche Alcindor. So here's April and Joy discussing that.
What he said to Yamiche yesterday.
Oh, tell me what she said.
New York Times reporter.
Well, no. She's PBS
She's
now.
PBS now. She
yes.
was a New York Times reporter.
Yes, and Yamiche asked the question about nationalism. The president says, I'm a nationalist. And for many in this nation, not just Black America, we hear a dog whistle because when you say nationalist, white nationalists, which is white supremacists.
Yeah.
And we needed a definition of what he failed to do in that moment. Instead of throwing it back on her, making her seem like she was racist for asking the question, just explain it.
He said that's a racist question.
Yeah, and he was insulted by it.
Oh.
Yeah, of course he was insulted by it. Why shouldn't he be? He's sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I mean, how many times are you reporters going to ask him this question and all the different iterations of it? This is the President of the United States. And you know, it's not just Americans who watch these press conferences. People all around the world watch. Foreign leaders watch. And it's embarrassing. Our media is peddling this nonstop message that our president is a legitimate racist and sexist. And you know why they do it? They do it because it fits their narrative and it's easy business. It's easy clicks, easy shares, and retweets. And in the case of April Ryan, as you just saw, it's free advertising for her new book. You know, I really question whether any of these race peddling reporters like April Ryan, Jim Acosta, and so on, whether they really in their heart of hearts believe that Trump is a genuine racist. I know why they spray this filth on their viewers, but I seriously question if they privately believe it. I don't think they're that stupid. I mean, I believe they're stupid, but not that stupid. Because remember, we're talking about a man who's dated a Black woman, who's appointed a Black neurosurgeon to a cabinet post, who's been warm and accepting to numerous Black folks, who's made more overt attempts to win over Black Americans than any Republican in my lifetime, and who has never been seriously accused of being a racist prior to winning the US presidency as a Republican. People don't just flip a switch at age 70 and become racist all of a sudden. It doesn't happen. Our brains don't work that way. Our beliefs, for better or worse, are largely hardwired and stable by the time we're 50. We all know this. That's why missionaries don't waste time trying to convert old people. Trump has spent most of his adult life in the public eye and no one accused him of these things before the presidency. But now the entire progressive media establishment has been crying the Cory Booker tears of rage because Trump is enacting conservative policies, and apparently that's not supposed to be allowed anymore. Evidently, some unspoken, unwritten law was passed during Obama's presidency declaring that conservative governance is henceforth illegal and unconstitutional. And should a Republican ever dare to enter the White House again, that president and his policies must be resisted by the entire media and entertainment establishment. I mean, can you guys even imagine what they would have done to us if we resisted Obama the way they resist Trump? They would have shamed conservatism out of existence because they control the media and they control entertainment. All we have is Fox on mainstream and a handful of independent voices on alt media. But hey, guess what? We didn't make a multi-year fuss about it, did we? We didn't like what Obama did with healthcare. We didn't like that Obama appointed a corrupt Secretary of State. We didn't like that Obama signaled his IRS to target conservatives, and the list goes on. But did we spend every hour of every day bashing him the way CNN and MSNBC run 24/7 anti-Trump coverage? Even if conservatives wanted to, we couldn't. Because guess what? Conservatives have work to do. We're not sitting back collecting welfare checks. We're grinding. Good economy or bad economy, conservatives know that we have to work. We have to contribute. Whew. Okay, I think I turned this into a rant, which is not what this channel is about, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I trust you guys understand the points I was trying to make. Trump is not a racist. He's a patriot, also known as a nationalist, right? And the media has made big money by race baiting and peddling complete lies about Trump, and it's not going to stop. They're not going to just stop making money in the interest of journalistic integrity, but they do have to be challenged. They have to be called out and challenged. We're doing our best to challenge them here, but we're a pretty small channel, relatively speaking. And demonetization has hurt our channel tremendously in terms of views. So guys, please share this video and our other videos if you like them, because we are not getting any love in the YouTube algorithm until we get remonetized, and I don't know if or when that